what is the key to beating the 49ers? This team has won 9 of 11. They have very few weaknesses. What is Sean McVay telling that team? How do you beat this team? What's the key?
Sean McVay, I know you're watching right now because you're trying to prepare. So let me just give you some advice, and I'm going to help you out as an insider. You want to run the ball, never pass it with Matthew Stafford one time. Just run it. It doesn't matter. And punt on every fourth down. Got it. That's how you're going to beat the Niners. No, all right, no. You have to capitalize on the Jimmy Garoppolo mistakes, and you have to continue to push the ball. You have to continue to push this team down. Like if you're up 17-0, you can't just go for a field goal and settle for 20-0. You have to keep going. Put this team in as far a hole as you can because you know for a fact that they're going to make a run. And it'll eventually come back. Kyle's going to figure out a way to get the run game going and get the offense moving. But their problem is the pedal to the metal thing. It almost happened again this week. 27-3, and the way that team was playing, and you still needed that play at the end of the game. Why is it that this team always seems to get ahead, and then they let guys creep back in and either just lose the game or have to win it in a wild way? They need to have killer instinct. If you smell blood in the water, finish the job. Don't and stop being conservative, Sean McVay. When the 49ers punted in week 18, he coward-like 3 runs, punted, we got it. No problem. If you roll Matthew Stafford out and make him make a throw on third down, you get a first down, game's over.
That's true.
So it's McVay. It's you, your killer instinct, and your team. You cannot let them get unraveled, and you have to continue to put your foot on the gas pedal because the 49ers are not going to let up.
Yeah, I mean, I have kind of a different take. I think they should be conservative to a degree. I look back at what Tennessee did. To me, Tennessee showed the blueprint of how to beat the 49ers. And I think most people don't look at what they did as anything special. But what they did was not turn the ball over.
Max
protect. I don't know if that was their game plan. But if you can not turn the ball over against the Niners, you got a good chance of beating them because the Niners most likely will turn the ball over. That's the thing. And really – Jimmy's been let off the hook the last few weeks because Stafford threw 2 picks, Dak threw a pick, Green Bay special teams is a disaster, plus Mercedes Lewis fumbled. If you can not do any of that and do what Tennessee did and just play bad offense but not turn the ball over, you just might win 20-17. You just might. Maybe not.
Yeah, but Jimmy also had that late drive too. Like I mean, the defense is really good. That's why they're in this position.
That's what I'm saying. It's really good, and the Niners were still in position to win the game against Tennessee. It's not a foolproof plan, but I think that's the Niners are that good that all you can really hope is I don't know if we're going to necessarily beat the Niners. We can just hope that Jimmy beats the Niners. That's pretty much your best shot. Hope that they beat themselves.
And then look at this, right? The Green Bay game in week 3, Jimmy goes down and scores the touchdown to put them up a little bit.
Yep.
In the Tennessee game, he goes down and he scores to tie the game. In Seattle, he almost does the same thing. So a lot of these games that they've lost have been at the last moment. So for whatever reason, again, I know your analogy, the firefighter and the arsonist, all that stuff, everything.
But listen, Jason, all floating back to the Jimmy Garoppolo. That's amazing, man. You're into Jimmy all of a sudden. Wow.
No, I'm just trying to be objective a little bit, right? Like, look, I feel the limitations, right? I feel it. And again, everything that was said weeks before this playoff run is still valid today. None of that changes. I'm just saying that when objectively you look at it, sure, he plays bad for stretches, and then all of a sudden, when you have to have it out of nowhere, when you're just like, oh, he's not going to do anything, boom, 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 here it is. It's the most mind-boggling quarterback situation in the football.
I just don't. It didn't happen in the Super Bowl, man. To me, while it's been impressive that they've won these games, I don't look at him any differently. And I think what I'm hearing from people is people kind of changing their tune or changing their opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, but I'm cool on the Niners. I'm impressed with the Niners, but I don't see him any differently because they beat Green Bay. I don't see him any differently. Maybe other people do.
Maybe they do. I don't know if I see him any differently. I'm just seeing what's happening this year. The defense is playing well. That the special teams thing is again, they are creating turnovers. And when he didn't create turnovers earlier in the year, they lost. They lost a lot of games that way. That was a big issue for all of us where we were saying where the turnovers was
5 turnovers the first 8 games, and they were 3-5.
Right. But again, team's just playing hot right now and whatever. Like they're getting it done. And I'll use your phrase, in spite of the way that he's been playing.
I mean, it's hard to say that a team that's playing with a quarterback whose TD to INT ratio last 4 games is 1-3 is winning because of him. I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, I don't know. That's a different. Let me put it this way:
they're not winning because of him.
If Garoppolo was on the Rams and Matthew Stafford was on the Niners, all Niner fans this week would be talking about is how trash Jimmy is. That's all they would talk about. and they would make fun of him and say that the Niners are going to kill the Rams. I guarantee that. But Jimmy's one of us. He's one of y'all. And so you got his back. And I get that. It's the point of being a fan. I get it. But I just feel like, let's have a little self-awareness here. It's because he's a Niner fan. And the fact that the national media doesn't see it the way Niner fans see it is like, well, that's legit because they're not rooting for the Niners.
I think we know it.
I think we know how she sees it from Seattle.
I think we know it too. And I think a lot of where I'm coming from is there's not really new points that are being made about Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. Like no one is breaking any news as to what type of quarterback he is. This is the thing that we've been talking about all off season, right? So I think with 2 games left, it doesn't really seem, at least in my opinion, right? It doesn't seem like a good use of my time and enjoying this ride to discuss something that has been no new points. Everybody's kind of circling around the same points that are all true.
That's what it is. It's, do you want to enjoy the ride or do you want to analyze the ride? I don't enjoy the ride. That's not what I do. So I feel like there's a lot of fans out there that are like, hey man, this NFC championship, screw it. I'm trying to enjoy the ride. Yeah, that's not me. I feel that though, but that's not me. I don't do that. It's not my job.
I'm just being honest with you. Like, it's not my job either.
That's rapper. I thought you knew that.
This right now is a hobby for me that has somehow turned into a little bit of money.
It doesn't come around everyone. It doesn't come around that often. NFC Championship, it's your team. Enjoy that.